Hello, everybody. I am the Worm, and welcome back to VLR. Welcome to my second attempt at recording this today. um, Funnily enough, it is not because of a technical difficulty or simple mistake on my part. No, no, no. Today I've had to try and record this again because the first time I tried recording, um, well, I I got to a bit too far, I think, and I came across as a bit too rambly. I just I was really not satisfied with the way I was trying to talk about this stuff, so I've just said, okay, let me go back, let me start again now that I've had a chance to sort of vocalize my thoughts, and now uh, let me see if I can get it better the second time. So here I go. Let me make sure I don't have to do this a third time, right? All right. So what I wanted to do, what I started doing last time, and what ended up being a bit rambly was I was trying to put together my idea for the big picture of what's going on. Okay. And I don't think I was very successful at that. But so basically, I think, and I'm sure a lot of this is going to be wrong, but here's the big picture idea. We are sometime farther in the future than when we think it is. Now, I don't know if that's centuries or decades or what have you, but I believe we are much farther in the future than we think. And I believe that the facility we are in is on a moon around Mars or something like that. I believe they're trying to trick us with both the dates that we've seen from the material in the facility as well as the whole eclipse thing. I think that's all meant to throw us off track. What I think has happened is the plague, the Radical Six thing, did occur. And as part of whatever means humanity had to try and save the last of humanity, it was to establish perhaps colonies on different places in parts of the solar system. We know that they were testing on, to do that with what was it, annihilation engines and stuff like that, rockets, all that stuff. Now the question for me there is, I don't know if this is, say, any one country in particular that has done this, or maybe it was Free the Soul, because we know Free the Soul was an advanced organization. Now, it wasn't just a cult. It was an advanced organization that was dealing with cloning and other bits of technology, and perhaps knew about espers in the morphogenetic field due to their association with Hongo and perhaps Akane, but we'll get to that. And so this could be an outpost set up by Free the Soul after the outbreak of the virus, which they may have been responsible for in the first place. Well, I think that's pretty much confirmed that they are. So, that's the explanation for this whole the setting of where we are now. Last time I thought that maybe, well, I had mentioned, I think a couple episodes ago, that I thought Luna might be Zero. And that was partially or mostly due to, I think, kind of meta reasoning, where I was seeing as we were going farther and farther, we weren't seeing her ending. We weren't seeing Phi's ending either, but we'll get to that. And so, the farther that went on, and she said some weird, suspicious stuff in the bee garden, and so that was making me think, okay, we're not seeing her ending, and the longer that is, the longer it makes, the more it makes me think that there's going to be some bigger twist or reveal involving her and also Phi for that matter. But so that was partially why I had my suspicions. But after last episode, I think my idea has changed. Now I believe that Luna is probably the robot. I'm thinking there has to be a robot somewhere, and now I'm thinking it was probably Luna. And here's the thing, I don't think she was just any robot. I think Luna may very well be the robot from Kay's story. If you'll recall, Kay mentioned that before meeting the old lady who was his mother figure, his father had given him a robot caretaker who Kay was dismissive of and rejected. I think that may have been Luna. That's the theory I'm going off of. And we know that Luna got very interested in us when she thought we were a robot, and then there was the thing where, I mean, Sigma. It was in his thoughts. He directly said, she's sounding very mechanical and strange." That was in the scene with the cybernetic arms. So that's my theory on Luna now. That's what I think the twist on her is going to be. So then, that leaves us with a remaining question. Who do I think Zero is, if not Luna? Well, this goes to what I was left with at the end of last episode, where I said, okay, I think I have a thought, but I think I need to think about it. So, and this... The answer I've come to is maybe we are Zero, okay? And by we, I do mean Sigma, but I may mean not just Sigma. Okay, so especially thinking that this might be a Free the Soul facility, let's think back. We know that Free the Soul was involved with cloning. In particular, Left was cloned many times over, okay? And Dio's one of them. So who's to say that maybe Sigma, and K for that matter, maybe they can both be clones of Zero. So when I say we are Zero, it could be quite a few different things. It could be we are a clone of Zero, or it could be a weird thing where we were in cold sleep and Zero is a clone of us, or I don't know it might be that. See, because I don't want to say we were. Well, anyway, okay. Let's not get too far off track. That's my thought right now. I don't know if that makes the most sense, or if it's just crazy, but that's what I'm thinking now. And part of it that leads me to think that is we've had Dio called us old, like what did he say exactly? Old man or something? And the weird thing is, I don't think he's the only one to say that. Didn't Phi, like in the very beginning, call us old? I don't know if others have called us old, but I think Dio and Phi have. And that's weird to me, because look, that is not an old face. So that's a big question mark for me. And it also, if Phi did say that, that's a big question mark for her. Why would she say that? I don't know. There's just some weird stuff going on here. And the fact that Kay had our face, I don't know. So I don't know if we're the original or if we're a clone, but I think it might be something like that. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything. That's what I was trying to say last time. And I wanted to try and get some... I wanted to get some concrete answers from myself, because it looks like we are entering the end game here. These two last branches, I think we're going to be getting into the very end. So I wanted to at least have some answers for the various mysteries in this game. Of course, I've another topic I've been kind of avoiding. last time we saw the old woman had a card and it said Kurashiki on it, and it had the password that said Jumpy Doll behind it, or on the opposite side. And I don't know. I mean, it would make sense if I'm going with the idea that this is decades in the future from, the previous game. But I don't know. Should I be? What is it? Copium? Am I on copium for thinking? Oh, hey, maybe it's a relative. Maybe it's her grandma. It's just I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I really don't. I mean, if we think that both. I mean, who put the dang robe in the 999 facility? Did Hongo have that there, or was that set up by Snake or not Snake, but Santa and Akane? Because if it was, then yes, Akane and Santa have some connection with Free the Soul, which is weird. It's another weird thing too, because Hongo has a connection to Free the Soul. I don't know. I don't know all the connection. Who's Zero? Is Zero brother or no? I don't think so, because if I'm thinking Sigma's Zero, Sigma is brother, but Sigma has memories of being a student at college after the events of 999. So I don't think he would have been a clone then. Yeah, it's just I'm missing some of the last pieces. Or maybe not. I don't know. Okay. I hope that was, well, I do think that was a bit better than my first attempt. My first attempt was very rambly and kind of nonsensical because I was hopping back and forth between a bunch of different things. So yes, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. So before jumping into this either side, I did look at the comments, and it did look like there were just a bit more people who wanted to go down this route here first, and so I don't really have a preference. So sure, let's go ahead. Let's solve the mystery of the two-headed lion. Oh. There is one more thing I wanted to say. There's okay. One thing to address before starting. Sorry. I want to get this out of the way too. Here's another question I had. I mentioned this in the last time I tried to do this. I don't know why this is happening. So here's the thing. 999, and you could tell this from fairly early on, I think, and I think I realized that. Or I think it was directly told to us that... Was it directly told to us? I can't remember, but I think around the middle of the game, you could sort of realize that this was about revenge, right? That the whole thing with 999 was... Well, it ended up being two things. It was partially revenge, but also partially to try and save Akane's life. That was the two things, right? It was getting revenge on Hongo and the rest of his crew, and then also making sure Akane survives. Those were the two things. Here's the crazy thing here. I don't understand what's going on with this Nonary game. Because say this is, if my theory is right, this is in the future on Mars, or a moon of Mars. What's the point here? I mean, it's not like we're running tests to try and figure out a cure for Radical 6. The cure already exists, and they have the means to make infinite amounts of it with the genome replicator. Or I don't know about infinite, but certainly they can make more of it. So whatever the plague situation is, it seems to be it can be potentially solved already. So I don't know what the motivation is for this Nonary game. Is it revenge again, or what? Are they going to pull the same thing last time, and we're going to be trying to prevent certain timelines while ensuring another timeline? Would they do that again? Would they do it twice? I don't know. So that's the final thing I wanted to talk about. Now we will move on. So to sum up, I have no idea why this is happening still. The Zero hologram said he likened us to termites and wanted to explore, you know, what the morphogenetic field could do, or look down at us at a higher dimension. I don't know. I'm not sure I put that much stock in the hologram thing. But okay. Now I'm finally done. Let's move on. I think we could probably just skip this, actually. We're just gonna go to this. Okay. Alright, so I have to actually think about, okay, what are we doing here? We have a couple things here. We have Jumpy Doll. That was specifically on the back of the Kurashiki card. And it says pass on it, so pass equals Jumpy Doll. So presumably that's that. Is ID going to be one of the two? Okay, we got two things here. We had the thing that Kay told us, and then we have the thing that Luna told us. Luna said that she said something like the second gate or something was her code. So should I try K's first? No. Okay. Let's try Luna's then. DM, and then numbers 0, 1, 6. Oops, I missed something. I missed an L. 0, 1, 6. GTFDML 016 Jumpy Doll. No, that's not it either. Jumpy Doll definitely says pass. What's the deal here? I did do that correctly, right? Jumpy, D-O-L-L. M-I-L. K-E-V. O-L-I. No numbers. No. J-U-M-P-Y-D. Oopsie daisy. J-U-M-P-Y-D-O-L-L. Oops, not dill. Doll. GTF DML 016. Okay, missing something here. Okay, Luna definitely said, she definitely mentioned the lion, right? What did I just say Ryan? Lion. She definitely mentioned the lion. Did Kay mention the lion? Maybe I've got this wrong. Maybe it's just one thing. Let's try O-L-I. AVOLI. GTF DML016. No. Other way around, maybe? GTF DML016. If it's not this, I will be very lost, I think. Oh, okay, okay. So Jumpy Doll is something else. Good to know. Okay. Whoa, wait a second. Hold on. Wait. Wait. Show me that again. Show me that screen again. I thought that was all just nonsense, but then I saw words right as I clicked. That was GTF. That's not an F. That's an F. DML 016. And then oops. FILK. Milk. Evoli. Okay, show me that again. No! Okay. Dang it, I had it on skip. 1 second. Okay. Sorry. Sorry about that. What I saw... It's probably nonsense, isn't it? According to this... I see... Public and raise awareness of... What am I seeing here? Strategy for dis... According to the... According to the state, the largest exhibit of something can serve from the shipwreck will Captain Kidd was how do I hide this? Found about 225,000 pieces of lead and at least 25 cans, many of them still loaded, romantic, in history books. Huh. Okay, something about Captain Kidd and... You think that means anything, or is that just nonsense, huh? Okay, sorry about that. I don't know. Maybe an Easter egg of some sort. Or it could just be nonsense. Fi, come over here.
What's wrong?
I got in.
What? How did you figure out the login?
I don't know. I just knew it.
What the hell do you mean you just knew it?
I just knew it means I just knew it. You gave me the same line when I asked you how you knew my name.
Why are you bringing that up? It doesn't have anything to do with this.
You sure? It might.
What? I don't...
Look, just forget about that. Come take a look at this.
Sure. Fine. Just let me get right on that. Are you out of your damn mind? Tell me what the hell is going on here. Why do you know how to log into this computer?
Are you even listening to me? We continued to yell at one another for several more minutes, but no matter what Phi asked me, I could never come up with an answer that satisfied her. Eventually, she seemed to give up.
Fine. You still don't make any sense, but I don't think you're lying.
Damn right I'm not.
And the AB game deadline isn't getting any further away. All right, let's see what this thing has for us. Where are we supposed to start? Looks like there's tons of stuff in here. Oh, can you tell me the ID that you put in? I can try searching for that. Maybe we'll get a hit.
I gave her what she'd asked for. GTF DML016. Her search returned several files, and after examining them for a moment, Phi opened one. Golem unit details. Golem unit details. Are these product specifications for a golem?
Looks like it.
So, was GTF DML016 a golem's ID?
Don't ask me. You seem to know more about all this than I do. Fine, whatever. Just read the file. Maybe it'll make more sense. Let's see here.
Ah, I knew it. Yes. Confirmation. Yes. Luna.
Yeah.
Why is there a picture of Luna in this file?
There's something written underneath it. It says, appearance after application of ABT.
ABT. ABT.
It's this special artificial
So
biological
wait.
tissue, what's called ABT.
I didn't take the thought far enough. So if Luna's a robot, this was the question I had with Sigma. You know, I was thinking, this was back when I was thinking Sigma was a robot. I was thinking, hey, how come the various drugs will work on him? Or why does it seem like he can get infected with Radical 6? How would that work on a robot? Well, here's another thing. Don't we see, every time we see Luna die, maybe not every time, but a lot of the times she's dead in the crew quarters with Alice. And it's like she's been injected with something. Then wouldn't that be... Why would she be dead from that? Well, of course, we saw this guy, Golem. We saw him get shut down by some kind of, you know, whatever the main artificial intelligence of this facility is. Can that happen with Luna too? Or what?
When a golem's all new and shiny, they've got a nice suit of ABT over that metal skeleton. Makes it look right human, it does. Even feels like real skin, with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimples, scars and the like. Truth to tell, I doubt you'd be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you. See, right in the middle.
I see. Luna was a golem, and DML016 was her product ID.
That must have been what Golem was trying to tell us when he stopped. Or was stopped. But why? Why would Luna be in the game?
I don't know how autonomous she really is, but I find it hard to believe she would have come here of her own free will.
So you're saying she was sent here by Zero Senior?
Probably. Look. At the bottom of the screen, it shows her current status.
Currently operational. Executing special mission? You think her special mission is to participate in the game?
Probably.
So why did Zero Senior want a robot as a participant? Okay, so this is another thing. What if... So if the drugs don't affect her and everything, could she... Say we see her dead, quote-unquote. Could she potentially... Could it be a trick? Could she actually get up after we leave? And... I don't know. That could... Having one of our dead actually still be around could be a way to answer some of these mysteries. You think maybe it was to supervise the rest of us? Maybe if something unexpected happened, she was supposed to correct it or something.
What if it was some kind of Voight-Kampff test?
A what?
It's from an old book. A test to see how human she was. Whether or not 8 people would be able to figure out she was a robot. That might almost explain the whole game, actually. Making us solve puzzles and play the AB game. All of those things could have been designed to give us a chance to see her true nature.
So it's kind of like the Chinese room.
Yeah. Luna is the girl locked in the room, and the 8 of us are the people outside it. Well, like I always say...
It's just a possibility, right?
All what matters is if the person next to you does what a human ought. Looks like a person, acts like a person, and talks like a person, then it's probably a person.
When did you figure it out? That she was a golem, I mean.
Right now. I didn't know until I saw this stuff.
You're lying. When I told you about what happened with Golem in the pantry, you said something about how this game might be some sort of Chinese room.
I don't know why I said that. It just felt like it made sense.
Like you just knew it?
Yeah. Look, forget about that. See Luna's status?
Yeah, it says the same thing it did a minute ago. Currently operational. Executing special mission. Whoa, wait, what the hell? Luna's dead.
You think robots die?
Aha!
She was only injected with muscle relaxant.
There we go.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Of course. Luna's the one who opened the AB gate.
That might not be the only thing she did. Look,
What do you mean?
what are the last 3 digits of her product ID?
016?
And where have we seen that before?
Oh. Huh. How would Clover know that? Also, that's crazy. I mean, here's the thing. Part of the game is one of the themes that it's brought up. I mean, we just heard it from Golem. You know, if it acts like a human, it's a human. And so, and it's a question of, you know, Kay rejected her as a caretaker. Well, I'm assuming that was the case. But, you know, I would want to err on the side of treating a sentient entity with respect, right? But the scary thing is here, did Luna... I mean, this is... the conclusion we're supposed to draw here is Luna did this, right? And that's horrifying. Now, here's the thing. Did she do this of her own free will as a robot? Or was she ordered to do this? Because this is awful. No. No, I don't believe it. Are you saying it was Luna who handcuffed Clover and Tenmyoji?
We should go check her body. You remember where it is?
The crew quarters, of course I remember. We were right.
Yeah.
Why? Why would Luna?
And I trust him.
I don't remember, was she...
remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Was she betrayed by Tenmyoji at some point in this route? Hang on. Who did we go with Magenta? This was Alice. This was Luna. This was Luna. Then we allied. Then we went with Luna again with Alice to the Golem Bay. Allied again. So no one should have betrayed her. So why would she do that?
Let's go. The game hasn't stopped. If we don't vote, we're going to get penalized.
Right. Off we go then.
Invalid pair detected. Please retry with valid partner.
Oh yeah, forgot about this thing.
Right. Luna's bracelet.
Yeah, with her bracelet, there's 3 in this room. I stepped outside and set Luna's bracelet down, then headed back into the AB room.
2 minutes remain until polling closes.
Alright, I'll go ahead and hit the start button. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
We've left the bracelet outside. What is that
Wait,
gonna do?
Sigma.
Huh? Luna? Uh-oh.
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
Wait. What the hell's going on? Why is Luna here?
She's probably planning on participating in the game.
You mean she's gonna take the bracelet and go into one of the other rooms?
Yeah,
How's she gonna vote?
the tray. I'm sure of it. Why else would she have come here? If she wanted to vote ally, she could have just waited for the deadline to pass.
She's got 7 BP, right?
Yeah. Why are you asking, though? Her BP doesn't matter right now. Have you totally lost it? She doesn't have her bracelet on. And besides, she's a golem. She isn't trying to get out. Whether she has 9 BP or not doesn't mean anything to her.
Then why is she doing this?
Isn't that obvious? She wants to keep our BP below 9. Say she defaulted to ally, we could choose whatever we wanted, and we'd still get 9 BP. She's here to make sure that doesn't happen.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
And I trust him.
2, 1. Round 3 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Hey, Sigma, are you insane? Why the hell did you choose ally?
Wait. We can talk about that later. Right now. She's gone. Where'd she go?
That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already.
Then... there it was. I thought so. She didn't pick it up. Without the bracelet, she couldn't have voted.
Then she let the system vote ally for her?
Results from round 3 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Right. The results.
Yeah. Let's go have a look.
There it is.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Since Luna didn't vote, she got set to ally automatically. And the other 6 got penalized. Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. Then again, 5 of them are already dead. We don't know where Quark is, but his bracelet's already off.
Yeah, that means all those penalties are meaningless. Why did Luna show up then? I mean, we've got our 9 BP now, but... Alright, what do you want to do, Sigma? Do you want to leave?
What? You're kidding, right? Weren't you the one who kept going on about how Quark's still alive? I can't just run off and leave him here.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, that's a relief. I was hoping you'd say that. Now let's get moving. We need to find Quark.
And Luna too, right?
Luna.
The Amberdex gates have closed. Round 4 of the Amberdex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates.
Fi and I checked our bracelets out of sheer reflex. I was a magenta pair, just like before, but Fi had changed to a red solo. It didn't really matter, though. Both of our bracelets show the number 9. All we had to do was open the number 9 door, and we'd never have to play another AB game again.
Alright, Quark comes first. Let's go.
She spun around and headed for the cyan door. I followed on her heels.
Sigma, there's something I want to ask you.
What is it?
There are 3 doors here. You, Alice, and Luna went through the one on the right. That took you to the Golem Bay, correct?
Yeah. According to the map, that's the door on the bottom. There's a lever on that thing in the middle, right? We pulled it, but it only opened one of the doors. What about it?
Take a look. See the lock?
Open?
Yeah.
Then who the hell opened it, and how?
There's only one person who could have opened it.
Luna.
Alright, let's head in.
Okay. What the heck are these things?
I think they're treatment pods of some sort.
What mint pods? Even as I spoke, part of me knew what they were. I didn't know how or why, but I felt a strong sense of déjà vu when I looked at them, and suddenly realized I knew exactly how to operate the pods. It was a strange, unsettling feeling, as if somewhere deep inside was a version of myself that I didn't actually know.
One of them is lit up.
The one on the left? Is it being used?
The glass is all fogged up. I can't really see inside.
Let's crack it open then.
Yeah.
Quirk. Our feet pounded across the floor of the warehouse.
This is it.
Quark's body bounced in my arms as I ran. His pulse and breathing were normal. He was limp and unconscious, but he was alive. Paul's display had given us a little information on his condition. As far as we could tell, he'd been given an anesthetic, which had put him to sleep.
Ready? What's wrong? You're supposed to say, yeah, sure.
Is it really okay for us to just leave?
What the hell is this? You want to stay here? What if Luna kills you too?
What?
Think about it. Alice, Clover, Tenmyoji, the old woman, even Dio and Kay. There's a good chance Luna killed all of them.
But why?
Why doesn't matter. Remember what we saw on Clover's thigh? And
0.
what's that the same number as?
016. The last 3 digits of Luna's product ID. But how would she know that? And again, here's the thing. Like, we have explanations for some of these things. Alice killed herself. Kay could have gotten his memory back and then tried to kill Dio for killing the old woman. I don't remember the particular sequence of events in this particular timeline, when or if that was revealed. But it could be an explanation because we know he's done it before. So maybe they killed each other that way. I don't know. I definitely don't know about this whole Tenmyoji Clover situation, though. That one's kind of beyond me.
Where did we find the old woman's corpse?
In the AB room that Luna came out of, but we know Dio admitted to killing her. So no, not Luna.
And if you're right, her brain is in the central computer core. That means she could have easily moved that crane, right?
I'm not sure if that's how that works. I'm no programmer or expert in AI or golems or fictional AI, so I wouldn't know.
She could have used it any time she wanted.
That means any alibi she might have for not being able to move the crane is worthless.
Exactly. She must have moved the AB room. Alice noticed it right away. At the very least, that would mean Luna had a reason to try and kill Alice.
To keep her quiet.
She could also have murdered Dio and Kay. Remember their star keys? Luna must have taken them, which puts her in the room with Dio and Kay. You understand, don't you? I admit none of this evidence is conclusive, but look at our options. You, me, Quark, and Luna. Who do you think is the most likely to be the murderer? Think this through, Sigma. Luna's a golem. That means she's a robot that's part of this facility, designed to do God knows what. If what you said about golems and the central computer is true, she's basically a puppet of Zero Junior's. There isn't really much of an argument to be made here. The only option is to leave her here and get out.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
A robot may not injure a human being or through an action allow a human being to come to harm.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic.
Okay. You're right. Let's get out of here.
Damn. Don't scare me like that. Okay, I'm going to open it. You ready?
You don't have to ask me. Isn't that what you always say?
Yeah, I guess so. It's time we got out of here. Let's go.
With a heavy, labored groan, the number 9 door began to open. As soon as the gap was wide enough to admit her body, Fi slipped through it. I followed her through, Quark still cradled in my arms. Inside was a massive lift platform, like the kind used to move industrial cargo. Fi turned to face me, and I shoved Quark into her arms.
Huh?
Before she could respond, I spun around and ran.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Sigma! What the hell are you thinking? Get back here!
Sorry, Fi. There's something I have to do. Take care of Quark.
No! You don't mean you're going to go find Luna? God damn it, Sigma! Think about what you're doing! Sigma! Listen to me! You can't do this!
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
I had no regrets. In fact, with Fi and Quark's successful escape, I felt a profound sense of relief. One of my objectives had been fulfilled, and a difficult choice had been made. My mind felt clear and focused, more so than it had in a long time. All right, time to go. Luna's waiting. Luna, I knew you'd be here.
You knew?
Oh, right. We haven't talked here in this one, huh?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in this whole facility with anything green. I kind of feel silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy. I'm not sure what you meant just now, but are you talking about something that happened in another history?
What?
I know what you can do. Someone told me about it once. They said that you have the ability to transport your consciousness through time.
Who told you that? Luna looked down at the music box around her neck. Carefully and delicately, she twisted the dial on the bottom.
Sigma, aren't you here to ask me something? Why I killed them, perhaps?
Well, actually, I already know you didn't do it.
Oh? Why do you think I didn't do it? I'd like to know your reasoning.
All right. I nodded and took a moment to compose my thoughts. Might as well start with the old woman. There's no point in beating around the bush, I suppose. Dio killed her.
Why do you think so?
Her left arm had blood splatter all the way up to the elbow, except for a stripe on the wrist that was perfectly clean. What could have caused that? My guess is a bracelet. It got covered with blood and kept her wrist clean. Obviously, none of our bracelets had blood splatter on them, but Dio's bracelet reacted to the luminol. That meant that Dio's bracelet had to have come from the old woman.
Is that your proof? That's why you think Dio killed her?
No, that's only enough to suspect him. After all, he could have just taken the bracelet after someone else killed her.
Then why are you so sure?
Because he confessed.
What?
After his bracelet reacted to the luminol, I confronted him.
Alright, fine. You caught me, I did it. I killed the old bitch and took her bracelet.
Wait, when did that happen?
In a different timeline.
Isn't that against the rules?
What rules? I hope you're not going to try and bring up Nox's 10 Commandments. Ugh. Does it really matter if it's against the rules or fair? The truth is the truth. Let's say that Incident P happens, and after that, the timeline splits into Timeline A and Timeline B. I don't think it's unfair to base a theory in Timeline A on information I found on Timeline B. After all, A and B both came from the same place, P. If you trace the history of both timelines, you'd end up back at Incident P. Now, if I could change what happened with Incident P by visiting Timeline A or B, then yes, it'd be a different story. I don't know how that'd be unfair per se, but I'd certainly be breaking some pretty big rules. Like, you know, the principle of causality. I'm sure that Dio killed the old woman. By extension, that means you couldn't have killed her. I'm assuming Dio wasn't originally intended to be part of the nonary game. Somehow he got in, and took the old woman's place. That's how he ended up as Quark's partner. This is just an educated guess, but I have a feeling his plan was to replace one of us. I doubt it mattered which one. I have no idea why he would want to do something like that, and I don't know how he did it either. But the fact remains that he did. He hid in the warehouse on floor A, and waited for someone to come out of one of the AB rooms. That someone turned out to be the old woman. She left Quark asleep in the AB room and came out on her own. Somehow, he managed to get close enough to stab her. He did it near the wall with the graffiti on it. I'm guessing he stabbed her from behind so that he wouldn't get any blood on himself. And soon as she was dead, he wrapped the knife up in the handkerchief. No, wait, actually, he probably took the bracelet first. Then he would have needed to wipe the blood off, so he used the handkerchief for that too. Anyway, the point is he got the bracelet and put it on. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the rightmost AB room and its neighbor. He probably didn't expect that they'd move, or he would have put it somewhere else. After that, he headed back into the AB room with the woman had left. Quark would have still been fast asleep, so as far as he knew, Dio was there the whole time. This does raise a few other questions, but I'll save those for later. For now, let's move on to the other murders, excuse me. Well, actually, one of them probably isn't a murder.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about Alice. I'm pretty sure she committed suicide.
All of humanity is going to die. Adults, children, everyone. Everyone! There won't be anyone left! I'd rather die here!
She'd been infected with Radical 6. I think that infection caused her to take her own life. She used Dio's knife, which she'd found in the warehouse after the AB room moved and exposed it. She took it with her, and then used it to stab herself in the crew quarters. Next are Clover and Tenmyoji. The first question is, who put the handcuffs on them? The clue is the message Clover left, 016. If you think about it, though, it doesn't make sense. Clover's left hand was in handcuffs. That means she would have to write with her right hand on her right thigh. I feel like it would be really hard to do that, you know? Would it? With her right hand? I'm not following, Sigma. Why not just use your left thigh? The thing is, I think she did. When she died, her legs slumped together and the message got transferred to her right thigh. What? We just never saw the original because it didn't bother to check the other leg. In other words, she wasn't trying to write 016. She's trying to write Dio. Okay, now I see what he means. It's like the inside of the thigh, right? So that I see what he's saying now. Okay, game. It feels kind of cheap that she would write it. Okay, she's dying, right? But she still wrote it in lowercase and still, like... It is very obvious the game made it so that we would think it was numbers. Although, that is straight for, you know, say a 6. Okay. With her dying breath, she was trying to tell us the name of her killer. Now about Kay and Dio. I think there's a pretty good chance Dio killed Kay. Here's how I imagine it happened. Kay probably sprayed Dio's bracelet with luminol. We found the bottle in Kay's robe. He wouldn't have seen the reaction immediately, but Dio would have known what was coming. As soon as Kay turned the lights off, it would be clear that Dio had taken the old woman's bracelet. My guess is he decided to take preemptive action. When he found their bodies, the lights in the rec room were on. Or when we found their bodies. Maybe Kay had turned the switch of the... Maybe Kay turned to switch the light off, and Dio took that opportunity to attack him. Kay was hurt pretty badly, but he didn't die right away. He probably managed to grab the spear and stab Dio. Then, he died. So, that accounts for all 6 bodies. None of them your fault.
Sigma, I'm glad you don't think I did it, but all of your theories are just, well, theories. Like Alice committing suicide. How can you be sure? Say she was infected with Radical 6. She could have been murdered before her symptoms even began to present themselves. As for Clover and Tenmyoji, I could easily have killed them. You don't have any proof that Clover's message was mirrored like you say, or even that it was supposed to refer to Dio. Even if it did, that's not conclusive evidence of his guilt. The same goes for Kay and Dio. I could have killed them both. Why do you trust me so much? I'm a machine. I'm part of this place. How can you trust a machine?
That's why I trust you.
What?
I trust you because you're a robot. Your robotness is just one more reason you can't be the killer. Well, 3 more reasons.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
Rule 1. A robot may not injure a human being or through an action allow a human being to come to harm.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. Sigma.
Luna, I have to ask you. Can you tell me, well, everything you know? Your mind is in the central server. You should know everything that's happened here. There was a long pause. Luna stood up and walked deeper into the garden. I followed her in silence. Eventually we reached the bench. Luna quietly sat down, and just like last time, I lowered myself down beside her.
You were right. I didn't kill them. How should I explain? Well, actually, you got most of it right.
That doesn't matter. Tell me everything.
Well, first, yes, Dio did sneak into the facility. He used the large cargo elevator and came into the warehouse on floor A through the number 9 door. Since the game hadn't started yet, anyone could go through it.
It doesn't really sound like sneaking. It sounds more like he just walked in.
Yes, I guess you could say that. He did get in pretty easily, but that's because Zero Jr. lured him here.
There we go. We talked about this before, but him and the bombs, it did sound like, and with the detonator and the device in the safe in the annihilation room, it sounded like this. He was part of this. What do you mean?
Dio wasn't a surprise. Both Zeros knew that he was going to come.
So they brought him here?
In a way,
But why?
because his presence was an important part of Zero's project.
What project?
I can't go into that right now. We'd be here forever. Right now, let's just focus on the murders, okay? Anyway, Dio found his way in. They made sure he didn't know that he was actually being let in.
So why did he come here?
To make sure Zero's project failed. His first step was to pretend to be one of the players. As for how he did that, you had it pretty much right. The old woman was the first one out, and he killed her under the graffiti. He put her bracelet on after he wiped the blood off it with the handkerchief. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the 5th and 6th AB rooms,
5th and 6th.
counting from the left in their original placement.
In other words, the rightmost room would be the 6th room, and the one next to it would be the 5th?
Right. After that, he went back into the 5th AB room where Quark was sleeping. Then he just waited for Quark to wake up.
What were you doing while that was happening?
Nothing. I couldn't do anything. My body had been turned off. Zero Jr. had powered me down. My body wasn't activated until after Dio went into the 5th room. I couldn't help her. All I could do was watch while she was murdered. Everything in this place is controlled by Zero Jr. I couldn't try and prevent Dio from getting in either.
Wait. If Zero Jr. controls everything, then he was the one who moved the 6th room with the crane?
Yes, that's right. Zero Jr. moved the room, not me.
Then who moved the old woman?
Me. It took me 10 minutes to get out of my AB room once I was turned back on. I ran over to check on her as soon as I did. Then I carried her back to the room I'd been in,
Why did you do that?
because I was ordered to.
What?
Luna, listen to me very carefully. As you already know, the final stage of the project begins in 2 hours. This will be the culmination of many years of hard work. We cannot afford failure.
Yes, I understand.
Then let's make sure. What is your mission?
Enter the nonary game as one of the participants and observe the actions of the other players. Ensure that they do what they are supposed to and guide them down the correct paths.
How many players will there be?
Myself and 7 others, ma'am. Will you be participating as well?
Yes, our plan dictates that I must. An individual by the name of Dio will be entering this facility presently. He has been led to believe he is doing so undetected. You've been briefed on him already, correct?
Yes. He will murder the first person to leave one of the AB rooms and take their place. If a pair is the first out, he'll probably kill both of them. That's all the information I've been given on him, ma'am.
Is there a problem?
With all due respect, ma'am, I would like to state that I don't feel right about this. We know someone is going to be killed, and we're just going to let it happen? I also have doubts about the use of Radical 6. Are you sure? Infecting all these people with such a horrible disease.
That is none of your concern. Your only concern is to follow your orders.
But...
Luna, I am giving you an order. I am in command, and you do as I say. You are programmed to do as I say. You know this.
Yes.
Good. Now, I have one final order.
Another order, ma'am?
Yes. When you leave the AB room, the person Dio has killed will still be there. I would like you to move them.
Where?
To the room you are about to enter. The 6th AB room.
But why?
Not your concern. As a participant in the game, you must have as little knowledge of it as possible. That is why I have made sure you are unable to access any classified data. There are things you must not know. In order for this project to succeed, we need you to be as close to a clean slate as possible. There are some things you already know, which ideally you would not. Unfortunately, this is unavoidable, so you must refrain from divulging anything you know about the project to the other participants. You must never tell anyone what you know about Dio, or the body, or that you carried it to the 6th AB room. You will have to pretend you know nothing more than the rest of the participants.
Is that an order?
Yes. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. After that, I went into the AB room as I'd been told to. As soon as I stepped inside, my body deactivated. But since my brain is in the main computer, I was still awake, so I still saw everything. While I waited, I used the security cameras to see what was going on in the rest of the facility.
And you saw the old woman being murdered.
Yes, it was hard. What I was seeing made no sense. Several of my higher level processes nearly failed. To think that she would be the first person to come out. I think she knew that Dio was going to kill her when she'd said she had one final order for me. I didn't understand what she meant. Like a fool, I told her I didn't approve, when I had no idea what she was prepared to do. When she died, whatever I have that passes for a heart felt like it snapped in two.
I think I understand. Everything you did because you'd been ordered to.
Yes.
And it was the old woman who gave you those orders. And is she Zero Senior?
No.
What? But if she gave you the orders...
She did, but she wasn't the only person I took orders from.
There was someone else.
Yes.
And that person is Zero Senior?
Yes. They worked together to develop the project she mentioned. So I suppose, technically, my orders came from both of them. And they were both controlling Zero Jr., too. I told you before that Zero Jr. moved the 6th AB room. Although that's strictly true, he didn't do it of his own free will. They ordered him to do it. He was following orders just like me.
But why?
I don't know. I really don't. Maybe they did it so that people wouldn't suspect me.
If they didn't want people to suspect you, then why have you moved the body in the first place? Eventually, we'd figured out that the rooms would have been moved, and that she was in your room.
Then, Maybe they wanted the opposite.
You mean,
Maybe they wanted you to suspect me.
that doesn't make sense either. If they wanted people to suspect you, why move the room?
You're right. Then maybe they only wanted certain people to be suspicious of me.
You mean, like Alice?
Yes. Perhaps they wanted Alice to find the handkerchief and the knife. That would explain why they moved the room.
So they somehow knew that Dio would hide the knife there?
Yes, I think so.
But how could they know that?
Well, whatever the reasons were, Alice did notice that the room was moved, which meant that Clover also figured it out. And just like you said, Alice used the knife to take her life. Clover didn't realize that, though. Or perhaps she didn't want to. In any event, she decided that I must have killed Alice to keep her quiet. So she confronted me. It was right after the second round of the AB game. Using Phi's timetable, that would be 0 hours, 0 minutes.
Wait, you were listening to us in the security office?
Yes, that wasn't all I was listening to, though. I know everything that happened in the facility after my body collapsed.
You were watching us through the security cameras.
Yes, I was. I could see and hear everything. Anyway, we're at 0 hours, 0 minutes. I was in the hallway on floor A when Clover found me and took me to room 2 in the crew quarters. We entered at about 0 hours, 1 minute. She was very forceful.
I know you killed Alice. Tell me the truth, and I'll let you live. Now, fess up! I'm only gonna give you one chance. If you lie, or try to play dumb or something, I'll kill you right in front of her!
I told her the truth, of course. I explained that I hadn't killed Alice, that she'd been infected with Radical 6, and it had caused her to kill herself. Clover was never going to believe that, though. We argued about it for nearly 9 minutes. It wasn't just Alice she asked me about. She asked me about the murder of the old woman, and about the AB room being moved. She wasn't very nice about it, but I couldn't answer any of her questions.
Because of your orders.
Yes. Then, at about 0 hours, 10 minutes, she must have run out of patience. She stuck her hand in her pocket and started moving toward me. She backed me up against the wall and pulled her hand out of her pocket. She was holding the injection gun. I tried to take it away from her. I even screamed for help. She refused to let go, of course, while we were fighting over it.
Whoa, hold on a minute. The trigger got pulled in the fight. I get that part. What I don't understand is why it did anything to you.
You mean because I'm a golem?
Yeah,
One of my orders was always to act like I was one of the players. A human. Any human injected with that amount of tubocurarine would die.
that's why you, died? To keep up the facade that you were a human.
No, I collapsed because Zero Jr. turned off the power to my body again. He probably felt he had to. Maintaining the illusion that I was human was probably in his orders too. So to make it look like I had died, he turned the power off. Whatever the case, it was an accident. I don't think Clover ever intended to actually kill me. She only took the injection gun to try and threaten me.
How can you be sure?
When I collapsed, she looked terrified. She checked for my pulse and listened to see if I was breathing. She also shook my body and called out to me several times. If she'd meant to kill me, why do all that? After a few moments, she ran off to the infirmary to get the AED.
You mean the defibrillator?
Yes,
That uses an electric shock to restart the heart, right?
correct.
So that was why she left?
Yes.
At 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds, Clover left the cabin in the crew quarters.
She ran off toward the infirmary. On the way, she bumped into Dio. Yes.
Dio?
I guess she just saw him, really. They didn't talk. She just ran past.
And he just watched her go by.
Yes. I imagine he was curious, of course. He probably wondered what she was doing, but he chose not to go after her. He had something else to do.
At 0 hours 12 minutes, Dio enters the room.
He seemed pretty surprised to find my body. It didn't
Yeah,
take him long to get over it, though.
Wouldn't imagine it would. What did he do then?
He'd gone there for 2 reasons. One was to get Alice's bracelet, which was a blue solo.
Right. Without it, Dio and Kay, the yellow pair, wouldn't be able to go through their secondary door.
Yeah,
Right?
but he couldn't find it.
Of course. If I had already taken it by then.
Yes, but there was something else he wanted to do, too. He was there to take the knife. Removing it was gruesome.
But why did he want the knife? Was it because he'd used it to kill the old woman?
No, I don't think so.
Then what do you think?
I think he didn't want anyone to see the engraving on the knife's blade. That's why he hid it so well after he killed the old woman.
Why wouldn't he want anyone to see that?
Do you remember what it said? There was a word engraved on the blade.
Myrmidons?
Yes.
What does Myrmidons mean?
It's the name of the organization he belongs to.
What is it, like a club or something?
I don't think so.
Well, what is it then?
I don't really know. I'm afraid
No
not.
idea? Wait, wasn't he here to try and stop whatever Zero was doing?
Yes.
Then, wouldn't that mean he's on our side?
I don't know about that. He's killed 4 people. I'm not really sure he's on anyone's side.
You've got a point. Damn it, this is ridiculous. I guess this enemy of my enemy isn't my friend, huh?
May I continue?
Yeah, keep going. After he took the knife, Dio rifled through what few belongings Alice had. Luna said he didn't seem to be looking for anything in particular. He was probably just checking to see if she had anything useful. That was when he found the key to Kay's suit. He didn't seem to have any particular reason for taking it, at least as far as Luna could tell. At 0 hours 13 minutes, Dio left the room.
He heard Kay opening the cyan door and ran out. When he left, he was heading toward the infirmary. My guess is that he was going after Clover. He found her with the AED. She was probably planning to just ignore him and head back, but Dio didn't let her.
Hey, wait. Just what are you planning to do with that thing? Thinking about trying to resuscitate Luna? And why would you want to do that? You were the one who killed her, weren't you?
When Clover tried to push past Dio, Luna said they began to fight.
The fuck do you think you're doing?
Dio pulled the knife out of his pocket and pointed it at Clover's throat. That was when he showed up.
Dio, what the hell are you doing?
None of your goddamn business. Stay out of this, you senile old shit.
Like hell, you son of a bitch!
He let out a yell and leapt toward Dio. The younger man dodged him easily and lashed out with his knife. Tenmyoji caught Dio's hand with a grunt, and for a moment the two men struggled. Then, as the knife edged closer, he wrapped his other hand around the blade and tried to force it away. But Dio was much younger and stronger. But Dio was a much younger and stronger man, and the wound Tenmyoji gave himself with the knife didn't do him any favors. He put up a valiant fight, but with a roar, Dio threw him off, and Tenmyoji collapsed to the floor.
What are you going to do?
Let's see. How about this? How cute. You two really look great together, you know?
What are you going to do to us?
Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna handcuff you to a sink. Actually, I already have.
Are you gonna beat us to death or something?
No. Nothing so tasteless.
What are you going to do then?
How'd you like to make a bet?
A bet?
You've got, 20-some minutes until the primary white doors open. So I'd say you've got 25 minutes until they close. Give or take. If somebody happens to come by here before the doors close, you might live. But if nobody finds you, well...
We'll be penalized.
Exactly. So, I suggest you start screaming for help now. Unfortunately for you, just about all the rooms in this place are behind at least 2 nice thick doors, so unless they're pretty close, nobody's gonna hear you scream. Well, I'm off to the Floor B warehouse, okay? Enjoy your last 25 minutes. Later.
25 minutes passed and no one came. Of course, by then there were only 3 other people who could have come, apart from Dio.
You mean Nephi and Kay, right?
Yes, you were in the crew quarters at this point.
Yeah. Kay had told us about you. We'd also noticed that the knife in Alice's chest had been removed. If only we'd known what was happening in the infirmary.
Unfortunately for Clover and Tenmyoji, their time had come. Once the primary white door closed, both of their bracelets injected them with Soparil.
The anesthetic, right?
Yes. Almost immediately, they started to feel sleepy. I think that's when Clover realized she was definitely going to die. That was when she decided to leave her message. Just as you said, she wrote on her left thigh with her right hand.
And the word she wrote was Dio.
Yes. As for what happened in the rec room, well, I guess I don't really need to tell you. Your theory was essentially correct. What you said was what happened.
So Kay sprayed Dio's bracelet with the luminol, and then while his back was turned, Dio attacked him with the axe. Dio mortally wounded him, but didn't kill him. So Kay turned around and stabbed Dio with a spear. And I guess that's when we found them.
Yes.
When did Kay get the luminol?
After they went through the white door, Dio and Kay found themselves in the director's office. When they were done there, they headed back to floor A to look for everyone else. They went to the crew quarters first, then to the infirmary. Of course, they found Clover and Tenmyoji's bodies there. Dio expected to find them, of course, but he pretended to be shocked. Anyway, Kay checked them over for anything useful.
And that was when he found the luminol.
Right. That's everything that happened. Do you have any questions?
Well, what do you think? Is a bear shit in the woods? Well, the first thing is Quark's bracelet. Why was it in the infirmary?
Tenmyoji had it. Then when Dio attacked him, it fell out of his pocket.
But why did Tenmyoji have Quark's bracelet?
I told him where it was. Do you
When?
remember when you were in the rec room with Phi and Tenmyoji?
Yeah, when he sprayed us with the luminol, right? Sure, I remember that.
Right after then. When he left the rec room, he went toward the green door to look for Quark. I ran into him at the end of the hallway, where the 3 doors and the switch are. That was when I told him. Look, Tenmyoji, the center door is unlocked. He took off through it without another word.
That was the treatment room, right?
Yes,
Where Quark was sleeping.
right. It only took him a moment. As soon as he saw Quark, he ran to his pod and started crying.
Out of relief, right?
Yes. The display on the pod showed Quark's vital signs. It was obvious he was alive the moment you looked at it. Next to the pod was Quark's bracelet. That was how Tenmyoji got it.
Why was Quark's bracelet off?
I took it off.
How?
Aluminum foil.
What? You mean the stuff from the crew quarters?
Oh, you found it? Did you know that aluminum foil has electromagnetic shielding properties?
What?
Here's an exciting fact. Your heart creates a bunch of faint electrical impulses. Anyway, the point is that you can detect the electricity that your heart makes by pumping blood. My fancy little bracelets pick up on that. They're always watching.
Wait. So you're telling me the aluminum foil can block the electromagnetic waves your heart sends out?
Yes. All you have to do is wrap it around your bracelet.
And the bracelet thinks your heart has stopped?
Yes.
Holy shit. It was that easy all along.
Anyway, I used some aluminum foil to get Quark's bracelet off. Then I put it next to the pod.
Wait. Why was Quark in the pod to begin with?
Oh, that's easy. I put him there.
When did you do that?
Remember when we were first looking for Quark? I found him unconscious near the entrance to the Golem Bay.
So you carried him to the treatment pod.
Yes.
Were you the one who unlocked the treatment center too?
No, I was not. I do not have the authority to operate any of this facility's machinery.
So, it was Zero Jr.
That's right.
He reactivated your body too, right? Man, I don't get any of this. Why the hell did he do that? I guess it wasn't really him that did it, huh? He was just doing what Zero Senior and the old lady told him to. Everything leads back to them, huh? Of course it does. So, are you going to tell me?
Tell you what?
Isn't that obvious? Tell me what this project is. Everything that happens in here has something to do with it. So, why were we brought here?
To play the nonary game.
And why were we supposed to play the nonary game?
That was part of the project.
Why did Alice kill herself?
Because she was infected with Radical 6.
How did she get infected?
Zero Senior and the old woman did that.
Why?
It was a necessary evil. It had to happen for the project to succeed.
What would have happened if Alice hadn't committed suicide?
Clover wouldn't have suspected me, and she wouldn't have accidentally, killed me. I wouldn't
Then
have
what?
collapsed, and Dio wouldn't have found my body. That would have meant the confrontation in the infirmary never took place.
In other words, you're saying Clover and Tenmyoti died for this project.
Yes.
Well, actually, it was the tubocurarine that killed them. But they were only injected with it because of their bracelets, and they were only wearing those bracelets because of the nonary game. If the nonary game was part of the project, then that's one more way it killed them.
I guess, if you want to look at it that way.
Now, what about Keo? What about Kay and Dio? Why would they kill each other?
Because Dio killed the old woman, he was worried about getting caught, so he tried to kill Kay before he could find out the truth.
Then, if Dio hadn't killed the old lady, what happened in the rec room would never have taken place, right?
Yes.
So, let me ask you this. Why did Dio kill her?
So that he could pose as one of the participants.
And why did he do that?
To disrupt the project.
Then why did she let him kill her?
The same reason they did all of this. It was a necessary evil. The project couldn't be allowed to fail.
Six people died here. 4 of them were murdered, one way or another by Dio. At first, that makes it look like Dio's the reason they all died, but that's not really true, is it? All of them, all 6 of them, they all died for this project. That means that the murderer, or I guess I should say murderers, were the old lady and Zero Sr., right? Please, Luna, tell me. What is this project about? Who is the old woman? And who is Zero?
Sigma. Would you hug me?
What? Instead of answering, Luna wrapped her arms around me and buried her face in my chest. My arms hovered in the air, confused about where they should go. I swallowed hard and tried to rein in my heartbeat, which had suddenly doubled. I was about to speak when I felt something warm on my chest. Was Luna crying?
This feels nice.
Her voice shook as she spoke. I lowered one hand to her head and began to gently stroke her hair. Hey, Luna. What the hell is going on?
I'm sorry. My ABT is usually held in place by muscle fiber, but after Clover gave me the tubocurarine...
Okay, I get it.
Does it scare you? This is what I really look like. I'm a golem, just a machine, a jumble of metal and plastic that pretends to be real.
I wrapped my arms around Luna and hugged her as tight as I could.
You believed in me this whole time.
Yeah.
Even though I look like this?
Of course. I trust you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish I could stay here forever. You feel so nice. But I think my time is up.
What?
I've done things I really shouldn't have. Do you remember what you asked me earlier? About if Zero Jr. had reactivated my body? Remember? The truth is, he didn't. I did. I went to the part of the core that controls Zero Jr., and I hacked it.
What?
Yes, that was the first thing. The second. Do you know what the second one was? If I had really wanted to, I could have saved Clover and Tenmyoji. Then Kei and Dio probably wouldn't have killed each other. That's not all. I could have stopped Alice from killing herself. And I could have even saved the old woman at the very beginning. In other words, I had the ability to disobey my orders. But I didn't. That's the second thing. I broke the first law. I was scared. I was afraid to die. Obviously, hacking the core and taking control of Zero Jr.'s systems is very, very bad. Golems who don't follow orders can become dangerous, so we're terminated if we disobey. You lose access to your body, of course, but everything that's stored in the core, your memories, your consciousness, is deleted.
What? Wait, are you saying...
Yes, very soon now I'll be gone. Zero Jr. is probably recovering himself right now. Once he's done, I doubt I'll be around much longer.
What? Why?
I watched 6 people die and did nothing. I deserve this.
No. No, you don't. Even if you had done something, you would have been killed anyway. You can't blame yourself. You did what you could. You're not wrong. This game is what's wrong. Forcing you to watch your friends die is what's wrong.
Oh, Sigma, thank you. I'm really glad I met you.
Luna. Luna. It's going to be okay. I'm not going to let them do this. You're going to be fine, I promise. Just please don't...
I'm sorry. My time's up. At least I get to die in your arms.
Luna.
Thank you, Sigma. And goodbye, Doctor.
Doctor? But she couldn't answer. I squeezed my eyes shut and held her, unable to bear the thought of letting any more of her slip away. With one last quiet chime, the music box wound down. I was left with nothing but silence and the cold pool of tears over my heart. All right, everybody. I have quite a few thoughts, but since I've gone on long enough, I think I'll save it for next time. I've been the Worm. This has been Virtue's Last Reward, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.